Testing. 1, 2, 3. Good morning. I hope you guys can hear me now. I think we got that audio issue good here. All right. Good morning, you guys. Thank you so much for jumping back into the Connie Korbelic Podcast. A few audio issues a few moments ago, but I thank you guys for jumping right back in. And I just want to say good morning and happy Saturday. And let me know where you're tuning in from and the mood you're in the corner of this internet today. If you're watching live, drop an L for live. And if you're watching the replay, comment replay so I can come back a little later today and give you a little support for supporting the channel and the content that we're discussing. For those who may not know, I'm Connie, and this is the Connie Korbelic Podcast. And I help individuals rise from layoffs, rejection, and invisibility into careers where they feel seen, valued, and boldly reinvented. Together, we rise, reinvent, and radiate uniquely, boldly, and with purpose in today's ever-evolving workforce. I'm just going to double check all of our socials one more time here. Okay, it sounds like everyone can hear me. Fantastic. We've got Strong Island checking in. We've got DC in the house. Fantastic. New York as well. Thank you guys so much for joining. And I'm so glad you can hear me and see me as well. Again, thank you so much. All right. Well, today we're going to review 3 steps to recover, realign, and radiate after a setback. The power of now after a layoff. And this is kind of a nod to just moving through career pain. After every layoff or, overlook of a promotion or demotion or just rejection and feeling invisible in general, there is pain. And we have to process and deal with that and really come to terms with it before we have to kind of be able to release before we're able to then reflect and move ourselves forward. So this space is for any individual who's felt invisible in the workplace, for every warrior who's been rejected after giving their all, and for every soul or individual, in those circumstances, just going, what now? Today's episode is a mini roadmap to help you release, reclaim, and rebuild with the power of the present. Because when everything feels unsteady, having structure to hold on to matters. So take a deep breath. I'm here to help you rise from the rubble and help you radiate. Not long ago, I found myself in the quiet aftermath of another thank you, but. And the hammer drops, the shoe drops. The sound of everything I built, gone. The title, the team, the respect, all of it stripped away in a second. And you know what hurt the most? I wasn't seen enough to be fought for. If you've ever felt the pain of being laid off, overlooked, let go, or underestimated, you're not alone. I see you, I am you, I was you. And today we're talking about how to transition after the fall, how to release in forgiveness, and how to rebuild by anchoring into the now to rebuild your tomorrow. We have to release to rise, forgiving what you didn't deserve. And let's be honest, what happened to you wasn't fair. It was disrespectful, and you carry shame from something that has nothing to do with your true identity or your value. You showed up, you led with integrity, you worked overtime, and still rejection, dismissal, flat out invisibility. But here's the deal. Forgiveness isn't about excusing what they did or didn't do. It's about freeing you from the grip of it. Because you can't rebuild your future while holding on to the rubble of your past. Mark Twain says it so profoundly and beautifully. Forgiveness is the fragrance the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. And that statement basically means that forgiveness isn't for the individual that transgressed against you. It's for you. And if that, resonated or landed, just sit with it for a minute. If you're the kind of woman or man who gave your all only to be dismissed and replaced like you never mattered, I know how that felt. You're not crazy and you're not weak for feeling it. You're a human being. Who or what do you need to release today so you can rise lighter? Perhaps there's emotions to process, things you need to release. Things like resentment, perhaps towards those systems or leadership, or just things that failed you in general. I've been there. Perhaps you have shame because you now feel replaceable. Perhaps insecurity, no longer feeling valued enough. Or fear, is this all there is? Am I going to be stuck here? Or perhaps that embarrassment, having to tell others or update that LinkedIn profile to open to work. It's not embarrassment. It's a banner that you're moving forward in your next steps. But in the invisible season, your value is hidden, but it is certainly not gone. So reclaim your uniqueness. Maybe you were the go-to person who never got credit. Maybe you're the quiet warrior who was holding everything together. But sis, invisibility doesn't mean you've lost your value. We have thoughts we must capture and reframe to begin that rebuild. Things like, I should have seen this coming. Hindsight blame doesn't help your healing. I'm never going to get back where I was. That's scarcity thinking, and your worth and your value are beyond that scarcity. Perhaps you need to release expectations of fairness. We know the world and the workforce and the corporate ladder isn't fair. We don't always get closure or justice, but we must release and move forward for the future. Sometimes we're hidden. We're hidden to begin our healing process, to rebuild our identity apart from the applause, the metrics, and the corporate ladder. This season might feel like silence, but it's a sacred pause. Your value didn't disappear. It's just being reinvented to radiate in a new form. And reclaiming your identity begins with release of beliefs in what you aren't. So be here now. Anchor yourself in the present to rebuild forward. When you're navigating the aftermath of layoff or rejection, it is so easy to spin into the past or even spiral into the fear of the future. Your comeback won't happen in the what ifs. Perhaps you're asking yourself, what if I was never good enough? What if I wasn't as good as I thought I was? Reframe that. What if this is where you finally meet the version of yourself you've been too busy to see? Maybe you're asking, what if this was my fault and I just didn't see it? It wasn't your fault. Reframe this way. What if this wasn't about failure, but about the formation of a new foundation? That foundation starts in the right now. So take a deep breath with me. Inhale peace and exhale those pressures. Feel your feet on the ground. Relax those shoulders, unclench your jaw, and notice your breath. There are 4,992 hours remaining in 2025. On average, you'll spend 1,664 of those, equivalent to 69 days, sleeping. 150 hours commuting on the road, 208 hours completing errands, getting gas in the car, grocery shopping, returning that Amazon order, and 520 hours completing household-related chores. That mowing the lawn, vacuuming, taking out the trash, the laundry. Leaving 2,450 hours, or 102 days, left in this year to make 2026 a different year than 2025? How will you name those hours that remain? You start by living in the now. Seize the day and devour the hour. I have a small acronym for you, just NOW. And this is your present tense power in the midst of reinvention. N stands for name what's real. Call your pain, disappointment, or confusion by its name. Not to dwell, but to disarm the power they have over you. You can't heal if what you're pretending still doesn't hurt. I feel disappointment. I feel invisible. I feel stuck. Truth-telling and coming to that confrontation with yourself is the first step towards the reclaim of the rebuild. Now, O is the next letter, and that stands for open the shift. You may not have chosen the detour, but you're still holding the pen. Choose curiosity over control, openness over bitterness, and let grace surprise you. Ask yourself, what is the experience that just happened here to teach me? In what ways is this redirection a divine reset? W is for walk, one brave step. You don't need a map for the next 5 years, just enough light for your next step forward. One email, one journal entry, or perhaps like this podcast, one honest conversation. Forward is still forward. I heard something in the last few weeks that just continues to resonate with me day by day. And it was phrased this way. You won't feel your way into action. You act your way into feeling. So don't wait for clarity. Move toward it. Once you are doing, you will begin to feel and regain that confidence. But feeling alone won't move you into action. You have to act to then begin to feel. One follows the other. So maybe that step towards clarity is simply standing in the mirror and whispering, I'm still here, and that's enough. Because friend, you are not your layoff. You are not rejection. And you are not what someone else failed to see. Your worth was not and never will be tied to a title. You are in the middle of a reinvention. And it starts when we release to rise, we rebuild right here in the right now into your future radiance. I hope this has brought value for you guys. I'm going to take a second here to just check in on the comments. Awesome. I see you, Mitch. I am Mitch Race. Lovely. Jordan says forward is still forward. Love that. Mr. Smith, now is present tense power value. Yeah. Positive and helpful work here on your podcast today, Connie. Thank you so much, Mitch. Got win with Bryn for value. Awesome. Excellent podcast, Super C. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys got value from that. I'll take a pause here. I wanted to give you a heads up. Next week's episode of the Connie Korbelic Podcast will be shifting just slightly. I've got a pre-scheduled commitment, so I'll be going live on Sunday, June 15th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time instead of our usual Saturday time. So same real talk, same resilience, and just one day later. So mark your calendars, set some reminders, and I'll see you Sunday morning for a powerful episode you won't want to miss. Thank you so much for being flexible with me. I'm so grateful to have each of you in this community. And until next time, keep rising, keep showing up, and remember, you are still meant for more.